Why hello there everyone, P106 here. As you can see, I'm back at it once again with Sonic the Hedgehog Origins. As you can see, today I'm going to be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 as I previously mentioned. And speaking of which, previously, I live streamed Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and we 100% the game as Amy Rose. We at last defeated Dr. Robotnik, and to put it that way, you pretty much finished the original trilogy with all the Super Emeralds and the Chaos Emeralds acquired. And today is no different. As I've mentioned before, we're going to be doing the same with Sonic the Hedgehog 1, only this time we're going to be doing so as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles for the sake of keeping things interesting, and just to make things a lot more, just so I don't have to constantly upload the same thing over and over. I figured it'd be a bit boring if I did that, so without any further delay, let's get right into it. Previously, I played this as Amy, and why not do it again? Here we go. Classic. I love those logos. Anyhow, here we go, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, let's do this. And oh boy, did we start a decent amount of files. Just gonna delete most of these, don't mind if I do, thank you. I may or may not have been doing some practice runs, don't mind me. Here we go. Love this game, it's pretty nice, I highly recommend it if you guys ever get the chance to play it. But anyhow, this game released back in 1991 with the Genesis. And boy, was it a huge success at the time being. And to be fair, this game was actually pretty fun. I'd say it's pretty underrated these days, unfortunately. It's pretty understandable as to why, but still, it's still a classic game though. The most popular one on the system too. But to give you some more lore and a bit more on the story, pretty much previously, we defeated Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the Game Gear version, according to the timeline, and we pretty much used the power of the Chaos Emeralds to free South Island from pollution caused by Dr. Robotnik and from Strap Ring, supposedly, and then eventually after that, they pretty much vanished into the special stages to recover their energy, which, speaking of which, we just accessed. And in this game, it has a similar plot to Sonic 1, to the Game Gear game, where Robotnik is back at it once again, where he wants to use the Chaos Emeralds to pretty much power his invincible robot, power his Batnik army, and pretty much wants to use the power of the Flickies turning South Island into one huge factory, pretty much. Or conquering South Island, sorry, I meant to say. But anyhow, we're back at it again. This is just like last time. To access the special stages, you want to collect 50 rings, and you want to make it to the end without taking any damage. Assuming you did this correctly, a giant ring should appear, and you must enter it. If you do not enter it, then you will not access the special stage. You do have to be quick though, or else either the game or the next level will load, or your character will run away. So do be quick. But anyhow, once you do enter the special stage, the goal is to pretty much navigate yourself throughout a pinball-like maze until you finally reach the Emerald's resting spot, where it's surrounded by barriers you have to break through using your spin dash, to put it that way, without it touching any goalposts that end the special stage. If you do this correctly, and if you acquire the Emerald, then the Emerald's yours, and you have 1 Emerald. Good job. But speaking of which, we have 1 out of the 6 so far, since the 7th Emerald never came until Sonic 2, which makes sense, since, again, this is pretty much, according to the Sonic timeline, the successor to the Game Gear game, even if it came out before the Game Gear game. Since the Game Gear did come out about 8 months after the release, if I remember correctly, which is pretty interesting. Just goes to show how quickly Sega was able to alter the timeline despite the releases of the 2 games. But they did a pretty dang good job at it. I love the original Sonic trilogy, especially the story. It was just so interesting and engaging too, especially the designs. It's understandable as to why they had to change Sonic design, but in my opinion, I still like the old one better. It just pops out a lot more, and it looks a lot more cartoonish too, which I like. It's pretty nice. Anyhow, second, the special stage, and you want to do the same thing. Just break the barriers, and you'll get there in no time. No time there is the key word. Here we go, 2nd Emerald, and just like that, first try, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2 Emeralds out of the 6 you have to collect. Why, thank you very much. Will do. Nice. Also probably worth mentioning that In every zone, there are 3 acts, 2 of which are pretty much played like your typical platform level, but however, the 3rd one features a boss, which is none other than Dr. Robotnik himself. It's also worth mentioning that you can only access the special stages in Acts 1 and 2, since obviously, Act 3 is the boss, is supposedly the boss act, so you won't get a chance to access the special stage once you're in the 3rd act of each zone. Or unless you get the scrap brain. If you get the scrap brain, then you cannot access any special stages there, since it's pretty much the final zone, so it makes sense. So you definitely want to get the emeralds as soon as possible if you wish to 100% the game. Which is why I recommend doing it throughout Green Hill, Marble, and Springyard, since those are the first 3 zones, the first 3 levels of the game, to put it that way. Or zones, whichever you prefer. Anyhow, first encounter. It's pretty remarkable for that matter. It's pretty simplistic and somewhat cartoonish, but creative. He goes down relatively quickly though. And would you look at that, he even used one of those rolling balls that never made it to the final game. Originally, those were in the beta releases, but they never made it. It's pretty interesting seeing that as a reused asset for a boss. And so originally those things could only push you around, but still nice seeing it make it somewhat of a cameo appearance here. Nice. Anyway, Marble Zone, everyone's second favorite zone in Sonic 1 after Marble Zone, after Labyrinth Zone, obviously. You love the music though. The original Sonic soundtrack's top notch. Through games 1, 2, CD, and 3 Knuckles, obviously. Of course, I meant to say. Anyhow, here we go. This zone is pretty infamous for being the one zone that pretty much you're bound to spend 50% of the time just waiting for things to happen, whether it be pushing rocks or just waiting for platforms. It's understandable as to why people find this zone frustrating. So the original Sonic wasn't the most beginner-friendly game, but I really don't mind that much. Back then they were mostly putting the emphasis on platforming than anything else, and again, one of the reasons why Sonic was ever designed was just to compete with Mario, which they did a pretty good job at, too. Both of which were pretty sweet games. Oh, why, hello there, Godnix. Welcome to the stream. Nice seeing you here. I mean, just playing Sonic 1 again. Here we go, we're almost at the end of the act. We have 74 ranks, not bad. Only 24 away from a 1-up. That's cool. But anyhow, on to the next battle stage. There's a giant ring and goodbye Robotnik. Thank you. That's Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. Why, thank you. Nice. Act 2, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into that, a special stage. Whoopie-doo, I guess. Anyhow, it's this special stage, which is pretty dang infamous since you don't actually have to navigate it. It's mostly just about breaking the barriers and anything else. And obviously finding your way towards the emerald. Just be on the lookout for rotating blocks and for bumpers, obviously. And those can dramatically alter your movements, as shown here. Just like that. As you notice, speaking of the rotation blocks, all they do is pretty much they change the direction in which the stage rotates, and the bumpers obviously just push you around. And then the goal blocks just end the special station, which you definitely don't want to touch. Anyhow, here we go again. First try, obviously. Nice. There we go, finally. Almost there. Nice. First try, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And that's 3 out of the 6 camera emeralds we have yet to collect. Thank you. Assuming you grab the emeralds first try, by the time you get to Springyard, you should have them all. Springyard Act 3, that is. Anyhow, here we go again. Marble Act 2. Nice. And here it is. Here's the winning mechanics. Or, if you wish, you could literally just speedrun the game and take some leaps of faith. It'll definitely pay off, assuming you've played this game before and you have a decent amount of experience. Patience. Nice. And while they were at it, they also implemented some racing aspects just to make it stand out, which we'll say they did a good job at. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. I've died to suffocation for the 100th time. Thank you. I needed that. Wouldn't have been a Sonic video without it, so you gotta implement it. Just you could even say what makes it another aspect that for the most part makes it stand out. I'd say that 90% of the time you die in Sonic games, it's properly due to suffocation, since it is the one obstacle that instantly kills you without any question. So it is pretty logical. Oh, speaking of this happened, I always recommend you stop by the time you get to these spikes, or else you'll suffocate. You don't want to do that. You just saw what happened. Or you didn't. No one saw that, don't worry. There we go again. Just a bit more waiting and playing the patient game. In other words, everyone's favorite game in Sonic 1. Nice. Here we go. It's a matter of waiting and pushing a few more blocks and we'll be there in no time, hopefully. Thank you. Another exclusive feature they implemented in Sonic Origins that was non-original is a spin dash. They never added that until Sonic 2. But I'm glad they decided to implement it in this port. It does make navigation and defeating enemies a lot quicker, and a bit easier, for that matter. Nice. 51, alright, we're good to go. Now all we have to do is make our way to the end of the level and not get hit. Nice. Might as well boost my score a bit while I'm at it. It is pretty satisfying to watch too. So there's that. Nice. Always recommend you go this way to hit the invincibility block. That way you don't have to spend 20 years of your life waiting for this block to come over. And you could pretty much just kill every baddick that stands in your way. Which you definitely won't regret it, as it is especially effective for killing enemies placed in the most inconvenient places. Nice. Right there, pretty much reached the end of the level by now, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, on to the next special stage. Emerald number 4, here we come. Nice. Not to mention you have to do this 2 more times, but oh well. It is good practice, after all, so I do appreciate that. Nice. Go. And I should also probably mention that the up and down blocks, all they do is they pretty much just change how quickly the stage rotates, or the pacing it rotates at, to put it that way. For stages like the navigation ones, if you want to beat them quickly, then you do want to press the up blocks. But if you want to take your time and with the other stages that require breaking the barriers for 90% of the time, then I do recommend you hit the down blocks just to slow it down a bit more. And I shall here. Almost there. To be honest, most of these specialists are more about the navigation rather than breaking the actual barriers, since by the time you get to the chamber room, then you're pretty much done. Or I should say, the emerald's pretty much yours at that point. Just like that. Nice. And that's the green emerald, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 more rain from the clutches of Robotnik, and we've stopped them for good. At least in Sonic 1, since we have to fight him again in CD. Which will come later, just you wait, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Act 3, here we go. If you really don't feel like taking your time for most of these levels, since waiting is a major part in Sonic 1, then for the most part, if you have all the emeralds, if you either have all the emeralds, or if you get to the 3rd act of a zone, then just damage boost your way, and just obviously without losing all your rings, that is. It does make a few of these stages a lot quicker since you don't have to worry about grabbing 50 rings. Since, again, there are no special stages since the Act 3s are pretty much the boss acts. Here we go. Might as well make this a bit interesting. Nice. Even make that jump over precise enough. Another pretty creative thing about Sonic level design is just the amount of pathways you can take. It almost makes for endless possibilities, assuming you don't have to go, since you don't have to always go the same way as you normally would in other platformers. It makes it stand out, and I love it. It's nice. Almost there. Just a bit more inconvenience later, and we'll be there. Don't worry. Please bear with me, guys. Nice. Right there. And in my opinion, perhaps in my opinion, the easiest boss fight in the game. He hardly puts up a fight in this one. Soon you can land about 3 hits on him at once, and you should kill him in about 10 seconds or less. Just like that. Thank you. And if you really want to get to the castle quickly, I recommend spin dashing and then or running over when he starts to run away and when his death animation ends, or when the explosions go away. In other words, just be sure to land on the lid, or else you'll have to jump on top of it. Act 1, here we go. Springyard Zone. I love this zone, especially the music. It's neat. Nice. And while we're at it, I might as well show off another cool trick about speedrunning. Just hit this monitor and then just make your way over to this section as you would normally. Obviously, without getting hit if you're going for 100%, hit the spring and then land on top of this block and then run over and jump at this point, and you'll skip a decent amount of level. Congratulations. It's also pretty dang satisfying to pull off. I like it. Skips a decent portion of the level you have to spend waiting. You normally have to spend waiting. For the moving blocks, that is. Nice. Whatever, once you manage to pull it off, just make sure you just navigate your way to the end of the level without getting hit. That way you won't lose any of your precious rings. You'll definitely want to hang on to. You might as well even hit the spring. That way you have to avoid waiting. It does skip another portion of the level you definitely want to avoid, if you don't like waiting, that is. Decent amount of lives too, 999. Or coins, I should say. And if you're playing in Anniversary mode, you don't have lives. And you have infinite lives. You'd say Anniversary mode's more so the beginner-friendly mode, to put it that way, for each Sonic game. And so you don't have to worry about game overs or anything like that. Like you normally would. For most of these stages, if you ever end up getting lost, just trying to decide whether you want to go, just follow the rings. That is where there are the most rings, that you would definitely want to follow them. Just go to the areas that have the most rings, and you'll be there. Anyway, here we go again. I made a mistake while trying to explain something, but with that over with, we should be there. Back to waiting. Don't mind me. I'm still here. I didn't pass out. Don't worry. I'm just focusing for the sake of making this run look a lot more efficient. Please bear with me. Right there. Nice. And just like that, only one emerald remains. Whoopie-doo. And just a couple more acts. Say it would be... 11 or so, I would say. Here we go again. Oh boy. Nice. All part of the move, don't worry. Nice. Just a matter of waiting later, we'll be there. Just you wait. Nice. And again, just be sure to avoid the most inconveniently placed enemies. And, well, all enemies for that matter. You definitely don't want to get hit. If you're going for 100%. Unless you have all the emeralds, then feel free to pretty much damage boost to the end of the level. Pretty sure I went the wrong way. Going back up. Play this game for so long, I'm just used to going for a specific route. That's just how deep the level design gets at times. But oh well, everyone has their own preference, now, don't they? Here we go. You might as well grab the shield if you want to take another precaution. Assuming the game engine's feeling nice today. Any day now. Looks like the game doesn't want me to. Oh well. Don't want to spend 20 years trying to get one item, so moving on. Plus, it wouldn't be that interesting to make this video about 24 hours long, so for everyone's sake. Nice. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, on to the final special stage, where you must acquire the Control Emerald, which, fun fact, the white Chaos Emerald, also known as Control Emerald, pretty much supposedly controls all the Chaos Emeralds, given by its name. Which is another curious fact for those wanting more about the Sonic lore. Well, that is pretty interesting. Anyhow, my one tip of advice for this special stage is to pretty much not get rid of the barrier around the emerald. The outside one, that is, since if you end up messing up, at least you have some space to land. And that way you don't accidentally touch a goalpost or anything like that. But with that out of the way, we got them all, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to do this 2 more times, keep that in mind. But oh well, at least you know how to grab all the emeralds, since we will have to be doing this again as Knuckles and Tails has mentioned previously. Here we go, Act 3. The boss act. Nice. All part of the move, don't worry. Everything's going accordingly. Just yet again a matter of waiting. The patient game, that is. Nice. We might as well speedrun the game. We can pretty much damage boost all we want, since the emeralds are ours, so don't have to worry too much about not getting hit. And we can play risky too, which is my favorite part. Nice. Onwards. Those enemies always had weird hitboxes. At first, they look as you almost can't hit them, but you can. You just have to be precise with your jumps. Close call. Nice. Since running up walls is a thing now, it does make sense. It's goes to show how much speed we build up at by this point. Nice. Go. Back in we go. Back to moving blocks. Waiting, my favorite. And at last, we're free from the clutches of patience. Here we go. Nice. There we go, on to the boss. If you have spin dash, if you have access to the spin dash, then this boss is pretty much a joke. Just time your spin jump correctly, assuming by the time he comes down you, and you should hit him a decent amount of times. As shown here, just like that. Only I messed up my timing. I was meant to do it in this block. Oh well. It's a matter of waiting. Again. And just like that, he died. Beautiful. With that out of the way, more Flickies are freed, and just like that, we can finally head on to everyone's favorite zone in Sonic. And the entire franchise, too. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for Labyrinth Zone. Nice. Here we go. Oh, goody. The water level. Beautiful. Everyone's favorite part about platformers. Wouldn't be a true one without it, now would it? Nice. Not to mention that Sonic can't even swim, since he doesn't like swimming, or water. So another pretty interesting fact. He's a hedgehog after all. Grabbing an additional 10 rings for extra precaution. Wouldn't want to die now, would I? Just gonna combo up a few more enemies and we should be there. Hopefully. And I might as well also show off another cool trick. When you get to this portion, hit the switch and be sure no air bubble and then land on this platform. And then jump at this point, but be sure that no air bubbles get in the way or they will override your jump and they'll mess up your movement. As soon as you've done this correctly, if you return to the surface, a new platform will spawn which you can ride on. This platform will pretty much take you skip the entire level and will take you to the end of the stage. Which is again pretty neat if you really don't want to deal with waiting. Or with water physics. Nice. Well, that's Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. We've pretty much reached the end of the level. Right there. Just be sure not to get killed, or you'll have to do this, or you'll have to play the entire level over again. Another interesting fact is how you can even jump to get bonuses after you touch a goal when you near the goalpost. It's pretty interesting, especially if you want to boost your score for extra lives. Just a tip. Act 2. Unfortunately, there aren't any glitchless skips here, but it is a short act, so don't worry. Assuming you know what you're doing. Nice. Here we go. Making this a bit faster for the sake of everyone. And we're right there. Hit the spring. Don't worry about drowning. Oh, and speaking of drowning, be sure not to spend too long in water without receiving any air bubbles, or you will drown. You'll know when you're close to when the music changes dramatically. It is pretty obvious too. Your two options for not drowning are either getting an air bubble or returning back to the surface. I always recommend returning back to the surface, considering the fact that it's a lot faster, but if you are pretty far away from it, then do grab the air bubbles, since that is the main reason why as to why they're there. And just like that, there's a drowning theme. And just like that, you want to grab the air bubble. Nice. Just a matter of platforming and we'll be there. Just you wait. Nice. Swung this bad, Nick. Thank you. You don't have to worry about air bubbles since we're pretty much right near the surface. Just yet again, a matter of waiting. Also love the drowning music. It's pretty intense, and I love it. Creativity. And for whatever reason, most platformers you don't even drown when you swim. It's pretty weird, but oh well. Might as well break a few laws of physics while you're at it. Or logic, I should say. Act 3. Here we go. Let's beat the hell out of robotics, shall we? Nice. This yet again a matter of patience, and we'll be there in no time. Thank you. Just be sure to jump at that point, just so you hit the switch. Since if you don't hit that switch, then you'll loop, and you have to jump again. and you definitely don't want that. Especially if you don't like waiting. And Labyrinth Zone, for the most part, is pretty much a level that revolves around hitting switches. It is called Labyrinth Zone for a reason, so there's that. Anyhow, we're right there. Nice. Wait, this section. Make sure you don't run into any spikes, obviously. And we're right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to drown. Oh boy. Do me a favor here. Thank you very much. Again, just find this. If you ever see a closed door, just hunt for a switch and press, and then it should open. Assuming you're close. Assuming it is a switch intended to be pressed, which it should be. And the switches are pretty close to the gate, so you won't have to worry much about backtracking, thankfully. But anyhow, we're pretty much reached the final quarter, how I like to call this area. It doesn't make a lot of sense if you go up and you don't go left or right, but oh well. Should say to put it in a way that makes a lot more sense. Pretty much the area before the boss, in other words. And to be fair, this isn't even a boss. It's more so just an area of navigation. And so Robotnik doesn't even put up a fight. Just the Eggmobile. The only gimmick is actually making it to the top without drowning or without dying or to any obstacles, which you definitely don't want to do. Since if you die, then the game won't give you any more rings. All it gives you is a shield, which in other words is equivalent to 1 hit point or 2 hit points. So you definitely don't want to die here. But anyhow, just like that, Robotnik is running away once again, and more Fliggies have been freed. Use the amount of Fliggies trapped there too. That sure is interesting. And it's also pretty nice to point out that it's also pretty cool to point out that how every boss usually just fits the theme of the level. Like how, for example, like the green Helicmobile boss pretty much used the unused boulders I talked about earlier, and then the one in Marble Zone, again, the X-Forger pretty much revolves around fire lava, since, again, it is a gimmick, so it goes to show the creativity, and I like it a lot, too. It's just a better way of connecting the asphalt together in the zones, if you know what I mean. We're almost there. Again, a matter of waiting. Oh no. Here we go. We're almost there. I need a few more switches. And just gonna. Or sorry, I want to say we have to just a bit more navigation. We'll be there. Just you wait. And just like that, Green Hill, the sequel Act 1, is over with, pretty much. Or Starlight Zone, in other words. I always refer to this as a sequel to Green Hill Zone just because of how similar it is, since Green Hill and Starlight, I could say, are the only zones that actually put the majority of the... that put their level design on... that actually emphasis on speed the majority of the time. Also pretty obvious to tell, given the many loops and slopes, obviously. Nice. Here we go. Right there. Just make sure you don't go too fast, or you'll hit a spring, which you definitely don't want to hit. Well, since you have to do a bit of backtracking, you don't want that. This is a Sonic game after all. Nice. And we pretty much made it to the end of the level by now. I'd say it's probably the shortest act in the entire game, which is appreciated. Starlight Zone is a pretty short zone, since again speed is the main emphasis, so it goes by pretty quickly. And like I say, for the early games of the Sonic franchise, the levels were pretty short, since at the time they were still getting used to the level design. So it wasn't until Sonic 3 where the level where the level length changed dramatically and became pretty dang long. And speed pretty much became the main emphasis of every level, which obviously led to the double extending length, or else the game would have been too short and thus a bit repetitive too. Right there. If you don't feel like spin dash, you can just backtrack here and then just light off. I mean, the original, you normally have to do that, since again, you didn't have that, since spin dash wasn't a thing at the time. And it meant you have to build up speed normally. Which was a bit slower, which is why I'm glad they added the spin dash in the Sonic Origins split. It is a nice feature. Though if you do feel like playing the game as originally intended without the spin dash or anything, or any special stage retries, then you can always play the classic mode, which is also an option in the title screen of each game. Or I should say in the islands, I should, to put it that way. Anyways, the X-Spiker. Again, uses another gaming control like on the Seesaws. Here you either want to bounce the explosives towards the robotic, or you just want to bounce off them, I should say. Just be sure you get them before they explode, or else you won't get any boost. You won't get a boost. Nice. And just like that, we killed him with using. We gave him the taste of his own medicine. Beautiful. And just like that, that's Starlight, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next zone, shall we? Nice. Strap Brain, that is. The final zone of the entire game, and also a returning zone from. And also. Or actually, no, that's the final game. Wouldn't make sense to say returning, since this game again came up before the Game Gear game, so. It wouldn't make much sense. The music really starts building up here too. Perfectly fits the setting and the atmosphere. It makes Robotics headquarters look all the more sinister, or base of operations, I should say. It's pretty sweet. Anyhow, this is technically just another marble zone, but it is a lot quicker, so. I guess I could say it's even a lot more memorable in a way or two. Here we go. Yet again, a matter of just waiting. It'll be there in no time. Hopefully. Nice. Almost there. Nearly halfway through the act now. Just be sure to go up. Whenever you play a Sonic game, I always recommend you always beat a level as high up as possible, since it does make platforming a bit somewhat easier, so you don't have to deal with as many enemies. And you never know, there even might be some hidden bonuses, which you definitely want to grab, if you want extra lives too. Anyways, Strap Brain Zone Act 2, here we go. Nice. You even feature these rotating blocks. Just be sure to time your jump correctly, and you should reach the switch, which should give you access to the next part of the level. Well, actually, that's a lie. It just reveals another platform, just to make your life a bit easier. If you're not precise enough, that is. There we go. Just a matter of damage boosting, and you'll be there. Nice. Double nice. Almost there. Oh boy. Nice. Just be aware, especially when you get to this part. You could damage juice, but I might as well do it as intended. If you have spin that, you could pretty much just skip that loop entirely, but oh well. Do it the intended way for once. For once, doing something the intended way, I should say. Nice. You could go up if you want to grab invincibility, but oh well. Just saving the frames, that's all. You're quick enough, you won't even have to deal with a lot of waiting, too. Since the game does give you a bit of ranks too. But just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Scrap Brain Act 2. The second final act of this zone, I should say. Or the second final act of the game. Here we go. Well, right there, and conveniently there's a wall. Oh no. A switch. How could anyone ever see that coming? But anyhow, Act 3, which is in other words, Labyrinth Zone Act 4, or Labyrinth Zone the sequel. I mean, to be fair, Labyrinth Zone was a pretty decently designed level, so why not make a sequel, am I right? Since it did receive a decent amount of, since it did receive significantly positive feedback. No, don't worry, I'm just being sarcastic, don't mind me. Just be sure to take the skip at the beginning of the level, like as I showed. Just outrun the falling platform and you'll skip a decent portion of the level. Which will definitely help you if you really don't want to deal with water. And boy, will that save you a decent amount of time. 43 seconds. Pretty good. Anyhow, final zone. Here we go. Dr. Robotnik. The final boss. Pretty creative one too. Again, it requires a lot of patience, but if you know what you're doing, then this guy goes relatively down quickly. And another pretty cool thing is always looking at the light bulbs pattern. I always recommend you find the most open space and just stay there, since that is where Robotnik's most likely to attack you next. Just like that. What did I say? It'll take around a minute or so, but it is a relatively simple boss. Nice. Double nice. Here we go. Beautiful. Messed up my movements. Almost done. Just a few more hits and we should be good to go. Hopefully. Nice. Double nice. Shouldn't have ducked. Why? Well, any day now. Don't mind me, I'm still here. Thank you. Well, here we go again. Nice. And just like that, that is the final hit, ladies and gentlemen, and Robotnik has yet again panicked, revealing the control panel, and just like that, we're not letting him get away by any means. No thank you. There he goes. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially beaten Sonic 1. That concludes the game, I guess. Whoop-de-doo. And just like that, we've returned to the Green Hill Zone, and with all the emeralds in hand, South Island has officially been saved from all pollution and made even better, and just like that, Scrap Brain Zone has been shut down for good. South Island has been saved. Canonically too, since we did this as Sonic. Nice. And just like that, like every traditional classic Sonic game, you even get a remix of every theme. You pretty much get a remix of every theme into one song put together. Obviously meant for the credits. It's pretty sweet. They even show up a portion of each level too. Connects the game all the more together. And I like it too. And as you probably noticed, the credits have mentioned some questionable names, and the reason as to why that is because back in the day, developers almost never show their real names in credits. They always put something random in there just to hide their true identity. Pretty curious fact. They never showed their real names until CD or Sonic 2. Or sorry, Sonic 2. Sonic 2 I'm pretty sure came out before CD. Huh. It's pretty cool though. But don't worry, that is in the end of the live stream. No, don't. No, sorry, don't you worry, things. I've decided that I'm going to be replaying this game as Tails and Knuckles, so we still have a decent amount of acts to go, and we're replaying this twice. We're replaying this 2 more times, I should say. Fantastic. Just for the sake of making this all the more interesting, since, to be fair, they are pretty much the same characters, so gotta give it that. And just like that, obviously ending up with Green Hill. Perhaps the most memorable zone in the first game, I should say. Presented by Sega, obviously. And just like that, the true ending, ladies and gentlemen, and there it is. Robotnik literally having the time of his life and pretty much short-tempered. He can't accept the fact that he's done for now at least. Well, we'll see you back in Green Hill. And just like that, one final cutscene since we've officially beaten the game. And boy, these are especially well made. They had an additional layer of story too. Just how after the events of the first game, the Chaos Emeralds vanished towards South Island, to West Side Island. That's their new resting spot, which will come to play later in the series. Don't worry. And speaking of the Emeralds, here we go again. Oh boy, the stream isn't over. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Sonic Team presents Sonic the Hedgehog. Here we go. We're back, but this time we're playing this as Tails and Knuckles. And boy, is this about to get interesting. Starting a game, oh boy. And as you all probably know, the characters pretty much control the same as they do in Sonic 3 Knuckles. Nothing changes here, apart from the visuals. No, hey, it is pretty neat. It is pretty neat seeing how the other critters control. Tails can obviously fly and doggy paddle in water. Tails is pretty much the only character who can actually swim too, which is pretty interesting. He is a fox though, so there's that. And of course, his signature move, he can fly. That's pretty cute. But anyways, we might as well speedrun the game at this point since we don't want this video to get too long now, do we? And just like that, that is Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. Also pretty interesting to note how they pretty much reused the same sprites from Sonic 2. Which is pretty understandable, since the Sonic 3 sprites would look a bit too detailed for a game like Sonic 1. But anyhow, here we go again. Back to the special stages. My favorite. Nice. Again, just make sure you get to the chamber, get to the Emerald Chamber, and you should be good to go. Just like that. Nice. And just like that, the first Emerald has been acquired once more. Thank you. We have to collect 5 more of these, but oh well. Or sorry, I should say 11 more of these, and we're replaying this as Knuckles. 12 more of these, and we're replaying this as Knuckles again. Or never mind, 11. I was right the first time. Never mind. My apologies. Here we go. Grabbing my reins. Thank you. Nice. Oh, nice. You even got a shield. Thank you. Do want that. Spin that too well matted. Here we go. Nice. There we go again. Oh, goody. Don't mind me. There we go again. On to the next special stage, shall we? Thank you. We'll say, well, it is for the most part the same thing. At least the characters have, for the most part, different movesets. The Tails obviously being perhaps the easiest one to control because of his flying ability. And because he's also a little killing machine when it comes to the boss fight, so we should kill Robotnik relatively quickly. If we do this correctly. Here we go. Going this way. And as always, follow the arrows and follow the reins and you'll be there in no time. And just like that, you'll reach the Emerald Chamber in a matter of time. Any day now. Nice. Conveniently follow the minute we expose the emerald. Fantastic. The bumpers are certainly helping. And thank you. First try. And just like that, the yellow Chaos Emerald has been acquired once more. Nice. Here we go again. We'll take the bonus too, thank you. Pretty nice thing how they even give you 3 additional lives when you complete a spell stage. If you get the emerald, that is. I'm just constantly saying the same thing over and over again, for the sake of variety. Or sorry, for the sake of commentary, I meant to say. But anyhow, don't mind me. Here we go. And also, to make this a bit more interesting, for most of these I'll probably even showcase one of the new features they've added. And so obviously, with characters like Tails and Knuckles, you could pretty much just entirely skip zones. Like you could even skip zones like Marvel due to the walls not going high enough due to their gliding and flying abilities. But they added new zones for the sake of making things interesting, and just so you wouldn't skip acts entirely. It's pretty interesting. I'll show that off later when I kill Robotnik. Any day now. And like I said before, Tails again is a literal killing machine. He cannot be stopped. He even is the only person. Also the only one who can apparently outrun Robotnik too. Show that off in my previous lines, and boy was that funny. Anyhow, with more Flicky sprayed, we can finally move on to Marble Zone. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As we further chase Robotnik throughout South Island. Which was pretty much, I could say perhaps the second game in timeline after the Sega Sonic the Hedgehog arcade game. It is pretty interesting. Since as I mentioned before, this isn't the first time Sonic and Robotnik fight, since again the Game Gear game takes place before the Genesis one. Here we go. I said earlier that I was going to show off some of the figures, but I completely forgot about it. But oh well. I completely forgot to show them off at the beginning of the level. But oh well. Might as well complete the level since I don't want to make this too long either. It's also pretty easy to find. Just if you fly high enough near the wall that divides the two areas that divides Marble Zone, you should reach a hidden area within. Pretty cool. Anyways, just gonna use Tails' ability to fly while I'm at it. It's pretty cool. Or satisfying, I should say, to pull off. There's some of the obstacles you can even skip entirely. Here we go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Act 1 has yet been completed for the second time in Marble Zone. Here we go again. On to the next special stage. Nice. Oh boy. And just like that, first try. Already fell out to the emerald. Which in this special stage, you don't have to worry. The emphasis is on actually breaking the barrier rather than navigating your way to the emerald. This, I guess, is somewhat understandable. It would have been boring if all the spell stages just revolved about getting to one area and then just ending it immediately. And again, goes to show the creative level design, for the most part. Here we go. Any day now. Do me a favor. Fantastic, we missed. Oh, beautiful. This emerald's exposed now. Beautiful. Physics. Physics, am I right? Just like that. The way this funnel is usually always goes, you break all the barriers and then you almost never get to the emerald again. But oh well. Speaking of the emerald, that is another emerald added to our collection. But the magenta emerald has been acquired once more. Thank you. I hope you guys aren't tired of me constantly saying the same words over and over again. Please forgive me, I'm trying to make this interesting. And that way, it's not some just plain playthrough without any commentary. Figured it just makes it all the more interesting, you know? Yeah, I'm going up, so I'm pretty sure there was something over here to show off. I was wrong, there isn't. Never mind. I'm pretty sure it was only an Act 3. I'll show that up later. Anyways. Here we go. Nice. Definitely want to grab the additional layer protection, why thank you. Or the additional hitbox, in other words. RNG, do me a favor, thank you. Those spikes always scare me. As I mentioned, suffocation is a thing. It's a thing in video games, apparently, so... Here we go. You couldn't even need the platforms. Again, I could pretty much just fly to the end of the level as Tails. It goes to show how broken some of these characters are too. Nice. Back to the placement game. Though I will say, at Tails you can skip most of the waiting. Again, gives you another reason as to why you would want to play as him. He is pretty broken too. You could also play as Knuckles, but in my experience, he personally makes the game somewhat a bit more difficult. Since, well, yes, his gliding and climbing abilities do come in, are helpful. The fact that he can't jump as high as the other characters is a problem. Especially since this is yet again a game that puts this is the Sonic game that puts the emphasis on platform much more than anything else. Here we go. Hope I don't suffocate to death. Thank you. Nice. And just like that, that's the next level. Back to the special stages we go. What abomination awaits inside. Oh, goody. Nice. On to the next special stage. Fantastic. And this is the Green Emerald too, by the way, if you're wondering. By the time you play this game a decent amount of times, you pretty much know which special stages are which. In this case, this is the one for the Green Emerald. You just follow the arrows and the rings in the shape of arrows and you'll be there in no time. Nice. Just like that, that's the special stage. We pretty much cleared it since we made it to the chamber room. Nice. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that's 4 emeralds. Whoopie-doo. 3 more remain, and speaking of which, on to the boss act. Let's beat the heck out of robotics, shall we? Also grinding a decent amount of coins from this, even though I already have the max capacity. 999. There we go. I'm pretty sure this was where they added the new feature. Hang on. Yep, I was right. Here it is. What did I say? And it's pretty cool. I figured I would show this off. Since originally, this wasn't in the base game. They added this for the sake of adding a bit of variety, for the sake of actually using the different abilities for each character, like Tails and Knuckles. So I really don't blame them. They did a good job at it, for the most part, at least. Nice, convenient. But now here we go. Now you know where to look if you. Now you know where to go if you want to add some variety to your plain playthrough. Nice. There we go. We're almost the boss. Just you wait. Beautiful. All part of the plan. Don't worry. And just like that, we're already at the boss. Nearly took as long as we normally would have. Nice. And just like that, I messed up my movement. Fantastic. Just so tempting to pretty much end this guy and instantly kill this guy's tail, since again, his propeller is a killing machine. Just like I said before. Here we go. Thank you. And just like that, we are yet again destroying. As we continue to destroy the timeline, we have 3 more flickies. Since thankfully this isn't canon, or else, oh boy, would have this been controversial. And besides, it also wouldn't have made a lot of sense, since Tails was in West Side Island by this point, and Tails should have been in West Side Island, and Knuckles should have been in Guardian Master Emerald, obviously. You never canonically play as them until Sonic and Knuckles, which comes into play later in the series. Nice. And yeah, do the same thing, but if you're Tails, you can just do this and you skip the entire level, pretty much. Maybe you're not going for 100%, but if you're like me and if you do want to go for 100%, then be careful. Since you might accidentally end up running into an obstacle or you get tired and then just run into a badnik. And you definitely don't want that to happen. Don't you? No, don't you? Just be sure that you have 50 rings or more, and you can rush, and you don't have to worry about collecting more rings. Assuming you don't get hit by an inconvenient obstacle. Well, just like that, that is Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Nice. Could even say if you want to beat the game as fast as possible, then pick Tails, since again his flying ability is especially broken. Since he controls the exact same as Sonic, with the only difference being the fact that he can swim, or doggy battle, and he can fly. So there you have it. Nice. Nearly went back to square one. Fantastic. Here we go. Nice. As I previously mentioned, follow the ranks and you'll be there. Or at least the sections where there are the most rings. So it can be misleading at times. And you definitely don't want to end up in a goalpost. Oh, nice. And 1-up. Thank you. Or in this case, an extra coin. Thank you. That is more than appreciated. Oh boy, close call. Close call. Here we go again. Nice. And just like that, only the Control Emerald remains. As the Red Emerald has been acquired, and we have gotten ourselves a pretty neat collection of 5 emeralds. Thank you. Another cool feature they even added was the addition of the 7th emerald, which normally never appears until Sonic 2. But if you enter a cheat code, you can actually enable it, and if you get them all, you can even turn into Super Sonic, and you can even access the super characters, which is pretty cool. Just adds all the more variety to It's your plain playthrough. Nice. Those are pretty fun to control Tails, especially when it comes to using his flying ability. Nice. Didn't even need the springs, just fly. Beautiful. Here we go. Nice. And I might as well grab the monitor if the game's engine is feeling nice. If the game's feeling nice, and would you look at that? It did. It is a bit easier since Tails does have a smaller hitbox and somewhat of a smaller hitbox than Sonic, so again, makes the game a lot easier too. Beautiful. More than enough rings, and just like that, we can pretty much rush towards the end of the level without getting hit. Obviously, you would have wanted to have it now. Any day now. Thank you. If you can grab additional rings, Springer's one of the more generous zones if you ever end up taking damage. But anyhow, on to the final stage. That is Act 2, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. For some reason, the music didn't even play out, but oh well. Silence. But let's grab the Control Emerald. Here we go. Nice. Beautiful. Shouldn't have jumped though. There we go again. Miss. Come on now, any day. And just like that, 20 years later, all the emeralds have been acquired. First try. Would you look at that? Tails got them all. Thank you. First try, too, for that matter. And that's a first. Thank you. Makes it seem like we're actually playing the Genesis version. Thank you. On to the next act. Let's beat the hell out of Robotic now. And again, if you all the emeralds, feel free to damage boost all you want, since rings aren't as important as they normally would have been if you didn't have all the emeralds. Here we go. Yet again, a matter of playing the patient game. My favorite. Nice. Here we go. And look at that, I'm inconvenienced you, thank you. Thanks, game. Nice. Double nice. Oh, triple nice, I didn't even get the coin. I didn't even get the rings. Nice. Even I love the animations of Tails, they are pretty cute too. Despite being the exact same one as the one in Sonic 2. But oh well. I mean, I still appreciate them significantly. If I'm being honest, I'd say Tails probably my favorite Sonic character, if I'm being honest. Or one of my favorite. Hardly have any preferences, since I like a decent amount of them. And we're talking about the original trilogy, not the modern games. It always comes down to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. One of those three. Here we go. Nice. Hope. I'm always pretty curious to find out the meaning behind most of these signs. and within the zone too. But anyhow, what am I doing? I keep forgetting I'm playing as Tails here, and I can pretty much just do this half the time. Beautiful. World record. Only destroyed one block, which look at that. How remarkable. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Springyard Zone, Act 3. Goodbye. Speaking of zones, back to everyone's favorite zone, Labyrinth Zone. Here we go. Thank you. Nice. Oh boy. Definitely want the additional air protection, since we are going to damage boost a bit. Or if you want a damage boost, since scales that really won't be necessary since you can just fly. You don't even need the scale, we can just do this. Again, just goes to show how broken Tails is in this game. Thank you. We're even going to complete the act a lot quicker than we normally would. And boy, is that remarkable. Nice. Just a few more badniks later and we'll be there. And we'll be there in no time. Nice. 49 seconds. Neat. Thank you. And this time we don't have to worry about the soul stage since we have all the emeralds. On to the next zone. Oh boy. Here we go again. Nice. One ring's more than enough. Here we go. Now we don't have any. Oh boy. Thank you. 100% intentional. All part of the plan. Don't worry. I need more rings. Thank you. 100%. It was 100% part of the move. Don't worry. Just like that. What did I say? Nice. Here you go. Music's pretty memorable. Well, we'll say the music's pretty memorable. I like it. There you go. Don't even have to play the level normally, since again, Tails breaks the game. Nice. Here we go. Excellent. And goodbye. And as I previously mentioned, Tails can doggy paddle, just like that. This goes to show how cute the animations are, and boy are they adorable, I love them. The only character who can swim. Fantastic. And intentionally damage boost and the bad thing's done for. Thank you. Don't even need platforms at this point. Thank you. So just do be careful about this for too long, since the same thing happens it pretty much works the same as flying. If you swim for too long, you'll eventually get tired. But oh well. Just like that, that is Act 2. Record time, thank you. Or actually, that's a lie. I could say it was somewhat slower. Since we weren't jumping from platform to platform, but oh well. I want to show off some of the exclusive features some of these characters actually had. So again, hit the switch or you'll loop, and you don't want that. Thank you. Here we go again. Nice. Going down. And as every 2D platform goes, for the most part, you usually want to go right. So for the most part, the platforms that you want to take in Sonic 1 are somewhat obvious. Nice. All part of the plan. Here we go. Still win the badniks. Don't mind me. Thank you. Even feeling nice enough to give me a boost. How nice of them. Here we go, I don't even need the platforms. Good riddance. But just so I don't get tired and fall down mid-air, I'm going to do this somewhat the intended way. For the most part. Nice. Here we go. Beautiful. Definitely want to do additional shield since we are going to damage a lot. Here we go. To be fair, Tails does make the chase a bit more interesting since, again, we can skip 90% of the sequence. Just because of how broken he is. At this point, we're just following the path Robotnik's taking. And boy, is that interesting. Beautiful, didn't even make contact with the water. And goodbye, Robotnik. We're out of here. Didn't even hit him once. We're not hitting him twice, for that matter. But oh well. Now you know how broken Tails is in this game. And thank you. And just like that, we finished it in less than 2 minutes. Nice. Next act. Starlight Zone. Everyone's favorite. Actual favorite, too, since I'm not being sarcastic this time. For once, hooray. Here we go. For the most part, taking the same pathways as usual. Can't go this way, unfortunately, since there's a conveniently placed fan. Oh no. Nice. Here we go again. And just like that, we're pretty much at the end of the level. Nice. Double nice. Right there. Neat. In less than a minute. Thank you. Again, we also prove my point how this is pretty much Green Hill 2.0. And boy, is that more than appreciated. Thank you. For many, it is a break from platforming. So you have that. Nice. Here we go. I'm gonna jump there, but oh well. Here we go. Back to flying. This is Tails Sky Patrol now, obviously. Nice. Double nice, I even fell down. How convenient. Here we go. And just like that, 37 seconds. Neat. Even finished this thing a lot faster than last time, thank you. 10 out of 10. Anyhow, on to the boss act. We're nearly done. We're nearly done here, ladies and gentlemen. Just you wait, don't worry. Oh boy. Starlight Act 3, what abomination awaits now? Madnix, that's what. Here we go. Well, until next time. Once again, can just fly. The most broken ability in the platformer. Nice. Didn't mean not to play the taking game that time. Thank you. Here we go. Nice. Even knocked that one off still. How convenient. Oh boy. And again, when it comes to spin dash, hit the jump button 6 times to get a perfect spin dash. It'll give you the most distance. Trust me. It'll get you a lot more than endlessly spamming it without question. Anyways, the X-Biker. Robotnik finally learned what Tails' weakness was, and he actually brought up using an invention that conveniently attacks downward. Who would have known? This boss is unfortunately... You unfortunately can't cheat this boss as often as you normally would be able to. Just like that. That proves my point. Nice. Here we go. Neat. And just like that, he died once more. He died to his own he died to his own invention. Fantastic. Beautiful. And with that, that is the final Flicky capsule in the game, and we can finally move on to Scrap Brain Zone once more. Here we go again. Oh boy. What abomination awaits ahead? Well, let's find out. Neat. Here we go. Nice. Fortunately, you can't escape most of these portions, since again, most of these are underground. You obviously walls of collisions of things, so you can't fly. Sadly. And to be frank, since honestly, these levels weren't even designed with Tails in mind, they were designed with Sonic, which for the most part explains as to why they're so easy to cheat as a lot of these characters. Since they do resemble their original design. Before the other characters were even created. Here we go. Nice. Going up once more. Thank you. And just like that, that is Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. On to Act 2. What I like to call the final act in Scrap Brain Zone, since Act 3 is, just like I said before, Labyrinth Zone the sequel, or Labyrinth Zone Act 4. Act 2, here we go. Here we go again, for the 1 millionth time. See, any unique platforms, you can just speedrun. Nice. Neat. Here you go again. You even got lucky with RNG. That's a first. Thank you. Nice. Up we go. Thank you. Oh boy. Nice. Even if you build up enough speed, you can pretty much just do that. Say Tails is also the only character who can dodge that one obstacle that's normally impossible to dodge otherwise because of, yet again, his small hitbox. Thank you. All part of the plan, don't worry. Thank you. Get out of here, thank you. Nice. And just like that, that is Act 2. And that's Scrap Brain Zone for that matter, platforming-wise. Here we go. Back to Labyrinth we go, as Robotnik conveniently built enough... Conveniently trapped behind the wall. Fantastic. Here we go again. Nice. Here we go. Labyrinth Zone Act 4. The only zone in the game with 4 acts, for that matter. Well, to be fair, it does make a lot of sense as to why Labyrinth Zone was pretty much the Act 3 of Scrap Brain Zone, since Scrap Brain Zone was supposedly built on top of Labyrinth Zone, so it does make sense. Let's see how it was illustrated in the game. Well, it isn't. Well, it isn't a pleasure to everyone's eyes. It does make a lot of sense. Any day now. Thank you. Here we go. 45. Oh well. Final zone. Here we go. What abomination awaits? Come here. Thank you. Nice. Another thing worth mentioning about spin mashing is don't hold the button for too don't stay in one place for too long, since you actually might end up losing most of your speed you build up. The quicker you let go, the faster you'll go. Trust me. Here we go again. It's also pretty interesting to see how the machine works. How Robotnik, after After he tries to hit you, always retreats to this wall right here, the one I'm currently pushing. Actually, control lights and then changes his position once more. Pretty elaborate, and I like it. It even shows it when you defeat him. That's pretty cool. Here we go again. Nice. Don't even have to be as cautious as I normally would, since again, I have a smaller hitbox than Sonic, so don't worry. Neat. Yes, beautiful. Even I still couldn't catch up to him, unfortunately. Nice. And just like that, there it is. The machine has officially been exposed and Robotnik's making a break for it, but we're finishing. Or that just happens. No one saw that. We're cutting that out. Don't worry. We're cutting that out. No one saw that. No one saw that. Since for whatever reason that happened, and I was about to say we're gonna finish this the same way we started it, but never mind. Here we go again. First time I've seen someone die at that point. That's first. Oh boy. Nice. Any day now. Do me a favor. So close. Nice. Well, now all I have to do is not die in the most inconvenient way possible, and just like that, we finished this the same way we started. How convenient. Thank you. So long. And just like that, last time, we did it. We got all the emeralds, and just like that, South Island has been saved, one more from pollution, and we made it even better. And Scrap Rain Zone has been shut down for good, in the Sonic timeline, at least. But don't worry, you don't have to sit through the credits this time. Or actually, no, never mind, you can't skip these unless if I reset the game, which I won't do. But oh well, it is nice seeing the credits as different characters. It adds more variety. Thank you. I appreciate you for bearing with me all the way through, even despite my embarrassing death at the end. But oh well, it wouldn't have been a P Gaming 156 if I didn't die in the most inconvenient way possible. So you gotta stand out. Here we go again. Nice. Oh boy. Really running out of things to say here. I pretty much said just about everything I wanted to say during my first playthrough of Sonic. Oh well, we have to do this one more time as everyone's favorite character, Knuckles the Echidna. Fantastic. Oh boy. Here we go again. Well, must say I love the names though. Pretty creative. Nice. And just like that, there it is. The final animation everyone was waiting for. Thanks for watching. We all know you're short-tempered now. Thank you. We'll see you in a minute. In a hot minute. Don't worry. Here we go again. Thank you. I absolutely needed that greeting. Sonic Team presents Sonic the Hedgehog once more. Or Miles Tails Prower in Sonic the Hedgehog. Do love the other title screens. They are pretty creative, and I did not mean to do that. Here we go. Or never mind, that was just a cutscene. I waited for too long. Here we go. For real this time. But this time, here we go. We're playing as Knuckles the Echidna. Here we go. Again, I should say. And it won't make much of a difference. You know, again, I could say all characters pretty much control the same, except Knuckles does have three specific gimmicks that make him stand out. First of all, he can glide. Second of all, he can climb, and lastly, his one weakness is that the one downside to playing as him is that he can't jump as high. You could say his ability, his gliding and climbing abilities do make up for it, but for platforming games like Sonic 1. For games like Sonic 1, I should say, it's not that effective. It's a lot of platforms are floating, and they aren't solid from below. But anyhow, this is gonna play out around the exact same as last time. Only this time as Knuckles, the Echidna. Alright, Spousies number 1. This is playing pretty identically as to all my other speedrun attempts. Here we go. Do me a favor. Thank you. I could also see another disadvantage to using Knuckles is the fact that he does have a larger hitbox, so it is somewhat a bit easier to get hit. But apart from that, he is pretty cool, and he stands out a lot from the other characters. It's totally up to you whether you want to use them or not. Whether you want to play the game as intended as Sonic, break the game as Tails, or want more of a challenge with Knuckles. It's pretty cute, pretty nice, pretty cool though. Here we go, speedrun. Nice. Out of 10. Here we go, I'll take invincibility. Time to glide. For a second I thought I was gonna get me killed. Thank you. I'm glad it didn't. Hope I have enough rings, please. Thank you. One away. Fantastic. Down we go. Neat. On to the second special stage, shall we? Here we go. Nice. What abomination awaits. Here we go. Go this way. You don't want to directly fall in there, trust me. Don't ask how I know. Go. Thank you, and onward to go. Thank you. Nice. Already made it to the chamber room. Fantastic. Just gotta grab the emerald now. Excellent. Nice. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the second emerald has been acquired once more for the final time. In Sonic 1 at least, since we're doing the same thing in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and boy will we get into that later. Can't wait, good gosh. We'll take my coin bonus, thank you very much. Anyways. Green Hill Act 3. Will this ever get old? And unfortunately, the monitor isn't as easy to access again. Oh, or you could do, or okay, that just happens. The physics, am I right? Good gosh, why? Here we go again. Thank you. Glad I'm not getting hit in the most killed in the most inconvenient way possible again. No, thank you. But anyhow, this is pretty much the careless act. One of the many careless acts in the game, as I like to call them, where you can pretty much just damage boost without any question. Or without any reason, I should say. But take this like this, this also means you can run to walls and break them open, which is pretty funny. It just goes to prove how much muscle power he has. See, this also explains the reason as to why he can't jump that high. You see, it's pretty heavy. Just like he describes in the movie. Fantastic. Anyhow, here we go again. This time you have to play it a bit more carefully, since, again, you can't jump as high. What did I say? You could glide, but again, it isn't recommended for most boss fights. Oh boy. And just like that, a 1-up, perfectly timed. Thank you. Good riddance. Onwards. And hopefully the last time we have to open a flicky capsule in Green Hill. Oh no. Anyways, back to Marble Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This should be interesting. Act 1. Nice. Beautiful. Combo. 10 out of 10. As always, getting hit by the most inconveniently placed obstacles. Thank you. Nice. You even love how Knuckles doesn't have a push animation now. He just, how it looks like I even love Knuckles' pushing animation. It looks like he's running to something. But again, I guess it does prove his muscle power, so less effort is required. It is also pretty funny to watch. He looks like he's just running in place. That's fun. Which is, again, pretty comical. Here we go again. Fantastic. Don't even need a checkpoint. You could glide in this part. It's something to glide in this part of the level right here, but don't do so. You might suffocate, or that might happen. Since you've hit something you can't climb while you're gliding, it'll slow you down, and you might end up in the lava, and you definitely don't want to end up in there. Don't ask how I know. Nice. Here we go. Thank you. Just once more playing the patient game. Don't mind me. Excellent. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Act 1. Excellent. Just a few more acts to go and a few more special stages, and we can officially rush through the rest of the game carelessly. Here we go. Back to this special stage. Oh boy. Do me a favor. Nice. If you're even precise enough, you can even bounce off some of the walls if you're at the right angle. So then another interesting fact, when it comes to the spell stages in Sonic 1, the physics. Patience. Any day now. Thank you. And just like that, the Magenta Emerald has once more been acquired. Thank you. Yeah, have the emeralds and just like that, 3 more remain. Nice. Oh boy. We'll take the coin bonus though, thank you. Act 2. Here we go. Give me my 50 rings, thank you. That was weird. Nice. Don't even need the platform. Because again, if you're quick enough, then you can pretty much have levels in this game. And that happens too. Fantastic. Nice. Anyways, back to the chase sequence, and even the lava fell through. Is that a convenience? Well, again, that's how physics works, though. In video games, at least. Here we go. Nice. Got on more than one spin dash. I missed my jump. Thank you. Can't even grab the monitor since I can't jump. Since you can't jump as high as Knuckles. But oh well, that's why climbing and gliding is always an option. That's why climbing and gliding are always an option. Here we go again. We recommend you grab this monitor though. Almost grab any ring you come across, as long as you're in a reasonable location. You might even earn yourself an additional life. Alongside the bonus of accessing the special stages. Here we go. So now I'm gonna do that. I'm going to kill the Batnik, but oh well. No one saw that. Here we go. Thank you. And just like I said, as I mentioned previously, grab the monitor and make your and damage boost to the end of the level. Even climb. Don't even have to wait for most of these. Since most of these Knuckles do play identical to that of Tails, playthrough. So since since his climbing ability can somewhat rival his flying ability in a way or two, as long as there are walls in this. But anyways, back to hunting for Chaos Emeralds. Here we go. Nice. Any day now. Fantastic. Do me a favor, thank you. Nice. Now only 2 more remain. We have 4. Thank you. We're collecting these for the 3rd time now. Neat. That barely made any sense. Act 3. Here we go again. She didn't even eat the rings. So this is the careless act, I like to call it. It's also tempting to glide here, but again, don't do it. You might end up falling someone that might mess up your movement. And you don't want that to happen. Nice. Well, you could skip this part as you could normally skip this part as Tails, as Knuckles and Sonic. You do have to be patient, since if you accidentally go too far and you despawn the block, and to the point where the block is no longer visible on your screen, it'll despawn. And you have to push it back into lava again, which again requires a lot more waiting than you normally would. Or sorry, a lot more waiting than usual. And you definitely don't want that. Especially if you want to speedrun the game. Nice. Just avoid the inconveniently placed obstacles and you'll be fine. Don't worry. I shouldn't have done that. But oh well, it was worth it. At least I got to prove my point about gliding. And as I previously mentioned, the Sonic 1 level design is not the most fitting for Knuckles, so you might as well take your time. Since it was not even designed with Knuckles in mind. That never came until Sonic 2, kind of. And 3, I should say. Anyways, Marble Zone, the Egg Torture. Since Knuckles can't jump aside, you can only hit robotic the maximum either 1 or 2 times per cycle. It's pretty depressing since it's satisfying to land more than 3 hits on him, and he hardly puts up a fight. But oh well. Just like that, we have defeated him for the 3rd time, since obviously 3rd time's a charm. So here we go. More flakies have been freed once. With more flakies freed, we can finally make our way to Spring Yard. Yeah, past Act 3. Nice. Well, get ready for Spring Yard. In this zone, I recommend you especially want to play it safe as Knuckles, especially if you're going for the Emerald, since if you want to pull up the glitch the skip I showed up earlier, then you do have to be a lot more cautious, since again, Knuckles can't jump aside, and you're pretty much gonna glide half the time. Unless that happens. Whatever happened there. Just goes to show how challenging the game, how challenging Knuckles makes the game at times. But oh well. Challenge is always more than appreciated. And just like that, the nightmare is somewhat over. That part always makes me hesitate as Knuckles, especially when it comes to the gliding part. Here we go. Should be the right place, thank you. And just like that, that's Spring Yard Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Nice. 104. But not as fast as Tails, but oh well. We did get a faster time than Sonic, so somewhat of a record. Here we go. Let's grab the red emerald, shall we? Nice. Here we go again. And the puzzle is pretty much over at this point. We reached the chamber room again, and as I said before, just grab the emerald. The barriers don't put much of a fight in this special stage. Here we go. This requires a bit more patience, but you should get it eventually, hopefully. Any day now, come on. I've definitely proved my point when I mentioned that the barriers barely put up a fight in this. Definitely. 100%. Anyhow, that's 5 emeralds. 1 more remains. Any day now, ladies and gentlemen. Any day now. Here we go again. What abomination awaits ahead. But oh well, this is the final act. Scrap Brain Act 2 is the final act where you should have to play it safe, assuming you have all the emeralds by this point. Or 5 emeralds by this point, sorry. Again, remember when I said that jumping's a critical part jumping's a critical part in platforming? Yeah. And that proves my point again. Close call. Especially if you're playing as Knuckles, you have to be extra cautious because of his jumping glide. Here we go. 40 rings. 10 more to go, and we should be fine. Beautiful. Yeah, 50. How convenient. Grab them all in a matter of a glide. Thank you. And speaking of gliding, if you know where you're going, then you could technically glide, but again, for the most part, I don't recommend it. Once again, the Sonic 1 level design was not made with Knuckles in mind, so you want to be extra careful, especially beware of those Batniks. Just like that. Oh boy. Even missed a jump, fantastic. But anyhow, onto the final stage, onto the final special stage, ladies and gentlemen, I would say. My apologies. That is Act 2, and then onto the boss act, or the careless act, in other words. Oh boy. Game Engine, please do me a favor. RNG, please do me a favor here. Or Game Engine, I meant to say. Beautiful. You want to go up. You want to destroy the outer barrier. Nice. Right there. Any day now, come on. Beautiful. The barrier around it is pretty much destroyed, and just like that, we did it. I was about to say, the barrier around the emerald is pretty much destroyed, and we couldn't even grab the emerald. But oh well. But hey, we did it, I meant to say. You got them all at last. For the third time, thankfully. Oh boy. But anyhow, that's the last spell stages, and you know what that means. That means we can have finally damage boost our way to the end of the levels at once. Yeah, don't worry, Godnix, that is perfectly understandable. For most people, at least. Since rotation's a thing. Here we go. Might as well add an additional layer of entertainment. Yes, GG's indeed. We finally got the last emerald 10 years later. Thank you. Here we go. Nice. We're almost there. Just a bit more. Just a few more moments of patience, and we'll be there in no time. That's the key word. Nice. Yeah, even the part that you put in the credits. How convenient. And we even missed the monitors. Here we go. Thank you. Is that a coincidence? But anyways, I might as well. So I don't feel like waiting, so here we go. 100% worth it. Nice. Double nice. Don't think you can even go out there. And I don't want to waste time trying to find out. This video's long enough. Here we go. Again, I'm doing you all a favor, just to prevent this video from being as long as 24 hours. Trust me. Anyhow, onto the boss. We made it. Thank you. Here we go again. Can't even climb these walls, sadly. And for this boss, you have to play the patient game. Since Knuckles can barely jump, and you don't want to fall, and you don't want to spin dash into the bottomless pit. Definitely. You go again. Even though Knuckles' ducking animation makes it look like he's guarding rather than anything else. Which does fit well with his fight in Hidden Palace. But just like that, Robotic barely puts up a fight, and just like that, that is Spring Yard, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Can finally move on at long last. Act 3. Nice. Only took 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Beautiful. Here we go, Labyrinth Act 1. Also known as everyone's favorite act in Sonic. In the history of Sonic the Hedgehog, at least. Obviously. I mean, what would a platformer be without a water level? Here we go. This is pretty much the same old thing. Except this time we can pretty much skip most of the level again, since we're not playing as Sonic. Here we go. Time to glide. Or you know what? That could happen. Here, fantastic. Looks like we're doing this again. Looks like we're doing this again. Fantastic. Here we go. The only difference is this time I'm gonna spin dash. Here we go. Nice. First try, obviously. Here we go again. Beautiful. Oh boy. Right there. Nice. And just like that, that is it. That is Act 1, ladies and gentlemen. On to Act 2. Really running out of things to say here. Again, I'm pretty much out of commentary at this point. Act 2. This is the point of the video where I'm gonna have to resort to constantly pointing things out. Within the game, at least. That I have hopefully not mentioned before. That I probably mentioned before, I meant to say. Nice. One thing I do want to say here is that for the first part, for the part I just played through, I just bypass. You don't even have to grab any of the air bubbles. Just make a break for the surface, and you'll be there in no time. You could take the air bubbles if you want to take your time and explore, but to be fair, there isn't really much to it. It does say, though it will save you a lot of time. Just like that. Melt the ground. Thank you. Could have making a break for it, but oh well. Probably would have drowned either way. Anyways, we're right there. Just gonna take us a bit. Just gonna take a few more moments of waiting. Here we go. There's the music. Nice. Just like that. Spin dash. Thank you. And that is Labyrinth Zone Act 2, ladies and gentlemen. We can finally move on at long last to Labyrinth Act 3, the boss act. Here we go. Oh boy. This should be interesting. Nice. Act 3. Here we go again. I will say, Knuckles' falling animation is pretty dang hilarious. I love it. Knuckles as a whole is perhaps one of the funniest characters that actually exists in the Sonic franchise. I do love him. Again, if we're talking classic Sonic, then my three favorite characters are Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. The trio, in other words. The classic one, for that matter, too. Here we go. There's a drowning theme. Here we go again. Nice. All part of the move. Don't worry. All going perfectly according to plan. Just like that. Oh, here we go again. Do me a favor. Thank you. 10 years later. Nice. Oh, here we go. Nice. And right there, we hit the boss, pretty much. Here we go again. Oh boy, what abomination awaits ahead. Nothing much. Again, make your way to the top and try to avoid Robotnik as much as possible, since if you hit him, then you'll get knocked back, and you definitely don't want that, since you're trying to avoid the water as much as possible. You definitely don't want to drown. Nice. I only recommend hitting him once, and that's when you start the level. That way you don't have to wait as long. Or just make things a lot funnier, since Robotnik pretty much has infinite HP in this boss fight. So only the Eggmobile, nothing else. The only gimmick is you're running away, you're chasing him down throughout the labyrinth. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Knuckles can climb. Should have just done that from the beginning. Whoops. Anyways, we're right there. Few bit of damage boost later and we made it. So you further chase Robotnik throughout the level. Thank you. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Act 3 on the Starlight Zone for the final time. Here we go again. Nice. Oh boy, what abomination awaits. Here we go again. Alright, Starlight Zone Act 1. Oh yeah, even Knuckles can break through this. It's pretty funny. It makes finding this all the easier. Starlight Zone is perhaps, in my opinion, the most generous zone in Sonic 1, since if you don't have all the emeralds by this point, then you will collect a decent amount of rings in this stage, so it'll increase your opportunity significantly. Nice. Here we go. Almost there. Actually, we're right there. This is actually probably the fastest I've beaten the first act. That's the first 38 seconds, wow. It's almost faster than Green Hill Act 1. Interesting. Anyways, Act 2, here we go. Always the spring. It'll help you build momentum pretty dang early and you won't regret it. Don't ask how I know. Nice. Beautiful. And you want to go down. Don't go up. Unless you want more rings. And just like that, 3-second difference between the two acts. Fantastic. And that is Act 2, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Oh boy. Act 3. Let's go meet the heck out of Robotnik, shall we? Here we go. Nice. And that's the rings that are pointing out. You want to go up. You should know it by you should probably know where to go by this point. I mean, this is the third time I'm beating the game in one video, so here we go. Spin dash. Nice. 10 out of 10. Here we go. Nice. All part of the plan, don't worry. There was even a block I could have broken down there, but oh well. It doesn't matter too much since we're already at the boss. It's probably the one time we're actually going to do this the intended way, since again Knuckles can can barely jump high. You can say it's pretty much the Toad in Sonic, in which he can run fast. He can run fast, and he has decent strength, but he can't jump high. Here we go. Nice. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Robotnik has been defeated once more, and just like that, we can finally chase into Scrap Brain for the final time. Just like that, that is the last Floogie capsule in the game. The population has once more been restored by 3 times. 3 times as much as I should have said. Nice. Here we go again. Excellent. Oh boy. So yet again, a matter of playing the patient game and we'll be there. Hopefully. Nice. Oh, nice. You don't even have to wait, just climb. This isn't, since I'm not playing as Sonic. Excellent. See, didn't even have to complete the level the entire way. Fantastic. Here we go. Nice. Here we go. Right there, and boys, the music really building up, and I love it. Thank you. And just like that, that is Scrap Brain Act 1, ladies and gentlemen, in 1 minute and 8 seconds. Fantastic. Should have also probably pointed out a lot earlier in the video how that one point where you can press a switch to change the direction in which that one pathway takes you. I always recommend you press a switch. If you don't press it, then it's gonna take you a lot longer to complete the level. I've taken that path before and I've regretted. Since it's a bit longer, it requires a lot more patience. So just in case if you want to make Scrap Brains a lot more bearable, for the most part at least. Nice. Here we go. Down we go. Excellent. Oh well, what a convenience. Thought I was gonna die there, thank God. Nice. All part of my plan, all part of my master plan, don't worry. Nice. Gee, what am I even doing? I could have just damage boost. Could have damage boost. Meant to say. That barely made any sense, but oh well. Nice. Double nice. Triple nice. What a combo. Here we go. Oh boy. It's pretty gonna be how in the previous act you were meant to go up, but this time you want to go down. That's neat. Wasn't much different in the Game Gear version. It's more so the same. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that is supposedly the final act in Scrap Brain Zone. Good gosh. 1 minute and 33, not bad. Here we go. What abomination awaits. And would you look at that? Back in the same place we were once at. And Robotnik conveniently quests the most threatening force of all, the Switch. Boy, did that ever return in later Sonic games, especially in Sonic Knuckles. Pretty convenient. And just like that, we've transferred to the next zone, which is pretty much, again, Labyrinth Zone, the sequel. Again, if the zone itself was so good, then why not make it again? After all, everyone loved it. So, well, again, it does make a lot of sense as to why You have to replay a labyrinth zone kind of level in Sonic 1, right before the final boss. For reasons I mentioned earlier. I'm not saying it again just for the sake of not saying the same things over 1 million times. Anyway, here we go. Just like before. Nothing changes here. The only difference is you have to be a lot faster to hit Robotnik, since again, Knuckles can't jump that high, and that happens. So you definitely want to be quick on your feet. Or else you won't hit him, and you'll have to wait another cycle. Just like that, first hit. 40 seconds later. Nice. Oh boy. Oh, is that just neat? Is that just neat? Here we go. Oh, was that just me? And the minute I move out of that spotty spawns there, fantastic. Thank you. 2 hits in 1 minute and 30 seconds, thank you. World record, obviously. Thank you. Nice. Fantastic. Oh boy, any day now. Come on. Nice. It's nearly dead. Thank you. I believe only 1 hit remains to play until he goes down. And would you look at that? I was right. How remarkable. And just like that, he's making 1 more break for it, and we're not letting that happen, are we? Just like that, he's going down. Until next time, so long. Good riddance. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially beaten Sonic the Hedgehog 1 3 times with 3 different characters. 3 times the charm after all. And just like that, South Island is safe for good and Scrap Brain Zone is shut down. They even reused a sprite from Sonic 3. Isn't that just convenient? And just like that, GG's indeed. That's exactly the way you put it, Godnext. That is Sonic the Hedgehog. Beautiful. Get 1 more glimpse of the credits. And also the fake names. What's next, you ask? Well, we're pretty much going to do the same thing for every Sonic game, including CD, yes. So, in other words, tomorrow, I plan to live stream Sonic CD tomorrow as Tails, so do stay tuned. I'm going to be live streaming this at the time I always do so, at 12 p.m. MST time, or noon MST, in other words. So do stay tuned, for I will be uploading tomorrow, again. And so now that I have a lot more time to focus once more on my channel, I will be at least uploading at least once a day, so that's interesting. Indeed. Might even do the same thing I did for Sonic 1 in my CD playthrough, where I just directly play as Tails and then immediately replay the game as Knuckles. I might as well. Again, quality over quantity, so it'll definitely save me a decent amount of time, and then the next day I could live stream Sonic 2. I could say perhaps my one exception to this rule would be with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, because that game is ridiculously long, so that is my only exception to this rule. Perhaps. And just like that, one more time, final time hearing the main theme in Sonic 1. Here we are. Presented by Sega, obviously. Thank you. And just like that, that's the end. And Robotnik just can't accept it. Can't accept that he's done for. We'll see you tomorrow in CD. Thank you. And just like that, at Sonic 1, you might as well watch the cutscene one more time as the Chaos Emeralds. As now that we've cleaned South Island from all pollution, we've shut down Scrapping for good. The Emeralds vanished to West Island. That's our new resting point, which will come to play later in Sonic 2. So that's interesting. Pretty cool, if you ask me. And just like that, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I significantly hope you enjoy. I greatly hope you enjoyed my playthrough and my guide to put it that way of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Finally got to finally 100% this game. It's been a while since I played it too. Pretty bad on my part. Not that I didn't 100% previously the last time I live streamed this game, but oh well. I hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough, and as I mentioned previously, Sonic 2D is next in the timeline, and we are going to be playing this game as Tails and Knuckles later down the line. So do stay tuned, for I will be coming back to this game. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Onyx. But anyway, with that out of the way, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Since again, as I said before, my next stream will premiere tomorrow. In other words, July 2nd at 12 p.m. MST time, or noon MST, whichever you prefer. So you take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. I wish you all a fantastic day. Goodbye.